Hey, Gemini. So the benefit of being last is that I know who you are at the top of the video. And I'm feeling real singy in your energy, Gemini. I don't know why. And I guess apparently there's a little bit of rhyme as well. So, I don't know. It was this like, why not you, Gemini? Why not? I don't know. So this is how this is gonna work. I'm gonna use the Osho Zen Transcendental Tarot. Girl, Osho Zen Tarot. The Transcendental Game of Zen. And, ooh, healing and possibilities. Healing possibilities. Healing opens up for more healing. Possibilities lead to new possibilities. That's life, right? And so maybe in that there's something big that you're envisioning, and it's going to be a series of smaller steps. Or maybe there's something small that you want to do right now but you don't know, not even small. Let's take out the size. There's something that you want to do and you don't know like how it's going to play out, right? You don't know like what to do after or how to get there. And it's like opportunities open up more opportunities. Possibilities lead to further possibilities, right? So I want 3 cards, Gemini. And I don't know how short this video is going to be, but it's not, I literally said it's not about the size, right? And I feel like I don't know, I feel like there's this like a why me, why not you type of energy as well. Or why not me, and then it's like why you. And you know about sort of polarity and duality. Girl, what? Oh, come on. There's 4 cards here. I didn't even see this one slip out. Patience. With celebration at the bottom of the deck. Let me see if I can bring these into frame. Bring these into frame a little bit. Told you I was singy. Bring these in the frame a little bit. Under celebration is maturity. Okay. And possibilities. And integration. At the bottom of the deck. This came out between these two, so I want to keep those there. I'm trying to see how I want to do this. There we go. No more. There's a song in Into the Woods, and it's no more questions, no more. Popped into my mind. And then the dude goes, running away, let's do it. Let me look at the lyrics. No more questions, please. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Oh my gosh. Lyrics. Okay. So, no more questions, please. No more tests. Comes the day you say what for. Please, no more. And then that's the first person, right? And then someone else says, the mysterious man. They disappoint, they disappear, they die, but they don't. What? They disappoint, in turn I fear, forgive though they won't. No more riddles, no more jests, no more curses you can't undo, left by fathers you never knew, no more quests, no more feelings, time to shut the door, just no more. And then this is the part that always gets me. The mysterious man says, running away, let's do it. free from the ties that bind. No more despair or burdens to bear out there in the yonder. Running away, go to it. Where do you have in mind? Have to take care unless there's a where. You'll only be wandering blind. Just more questions, different kind. Where are we to go? Where are we ever to go? Running away will do it. Why sit around resigned? Trouble is, son, the farther you run, the more you feel undefined. For what you've left undone, and more, what you've left behind. We disappoint, we leave a mess, we die but we don't. We disappoint in turn, I guess, forget though we won't. Like father, like son. Oh. I thought that, well, I guess it was like, why not Gemini? I thought that Singy Musical Mood would be happy song. See, what is that? No more curses you can't undo, left by fathers you never knew. Right? But then it's that have to take care unless there's a where, you'll only be wandering blind. Just more questions, different kind. Oh, where are we going? Alright, let's just get into it. And we'll look at all this. This is around it, right? Patience, celebration, maturity, possibilities, and integration. Last time I saw maturity, it reminded me of Kuan Yin, Lady Kuan Yin, and I don't know too much about her. That's why I didn't say anything. But then Rhea mentioned Kuan Yin in, I think, towards the end of Rob Tarot's. Rhea is Inner Fire. I'll link her channel in the description box, actually, because I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. And one day it popped up and I was like, oh my gosh. And then someone else went looking for it and they couldn't find it either. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to post it. And she uploaded, girl, the reading she uploaded today, I'm just like, wow, 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 wow. And I'm looking at this ladybug and I'm like, why doesn't the ladybug just fly? I'm drinking a matcha green tea with like pepper or something in it, girl. Where the box at? With turmeric. It's a matcha green with turmeric. A unique, earthy blend of matcha green tea and turmeric with a peppery finish. I saw it in the store and I was like, oh my gosh, matcha. But I literally have a matcha green tea, but it doesn't have turmeric in it. So anyway. Rhea, Inner Fire, Rob's Tarot. She mentioned Kuan Yin at the end of his live when he was unboxing the Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, Kuan Yin came in the other day, but I don't know enough about her to be like, oh, this is Kuan Yin coming in doing this. Also, check out Ericksonia, my girl. Like, we do a podcast together, the Tranquil Leaves podcast. Because I know she has like a Kuan Yin deck and she works with Kuan Yin. And she knows more about Kuan Yin than I do. For gosh darn sure. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't remember why it was reading Kuan Yin to me. So let's start. The first card we start with. What? I guess I already put these up right for you. Gemini, what the frick frack? You're coming out with the Creator. The first card is the Creator. And I've been seeing the sharing card a lot. That's interesting. Sharing, when I was shuffling, I was doing Taurus, and Sagittarius kept coming out. And the first two times Sagittarius came out, the card of sharing came out for Sagittarius, and that's the space of the Queen of Wands. This is the space of the King of Wands. And Gemini and Sagittarius oppose, right? And we're in a Gemini Sagittarius nodal axis right now. So Gemini, it feels like there is a sort of culmination within your energy or within the energy of Gemini as we enter the last like 6 months or so of you holding the space of the North Node before the North Node shifts into Taurus and the South Node shifts into Scorpio. Let's look at the North Node. Let's see. Let's check out your energy, Gemini. Let's see if it's interacting with anything today. Running away, let's do it. Free from the ties that bind. No more despair or burdens to bear. Out there in the yonder, I don't remember that line. Running away, go to it. Where do you have in mind? Have to take care, unless there's a where. You'll only be wandering blind. We disappoint, we disappear, we die though we don't. We disappoint and turn I fear, forget though we won't. And that song has actually come up before. I don't remember when, I don't remember where, I don't remember why. Astrology, okay. I was like, why did I pick up my phone? North Node is in 9 degrees, 51 minutes of Gemini. So 9 degrees, Chiron is sextiling it. And Chiron is retrograde right now, but the node also moves retrograde. And I don't know which one is faster. But since it's retrograde, it's maintaining the sextile, right? If Chiron was prograde, then the sextile would be weakening. So there's a sextile to Chiron. There is an opposition with Juno retrograde. The moon is in Sagittarius right now, opposing your energy, opposing the North Node. And Saturn retrograde is trining the North Node in Gemini. So you have a Saturn trine, a Chiron sextile, which is, it can be rough. And then the moon is opposing you. Chiron and Saturn is an opportunity. It feels like if you've been trying to escape something, if you've been trying to run away, you may not be able to right now. Or you may find it a little bit more difficult to escape certain things right now, Gemini. But what it's doing is it's giving you the opportunity to work through it and to create a way out. It feels like there's a certain enlightenment that's available to you that you would totally miss out on if your default tendency is to escape or to do some kind of mental trickery or gymnastics to not see something as it is, to avoid it. And if you find yourself unable to avoid something, it feels like it's because there's something great that you have to gain. through the learning of that lesson or through navigating it. I'm getting so warm. I did not need that tea because the tea isn't helping. And this person's solar plexus is like lit up. And is that the sacral and the solar plexus? What do you think? I think so. The sacral and the solar plexus, it's merging. Which is perfect for the creator, right? Because it's almost like with the solar plexus, you get the idea and the resourcefulness, or you get the idea and the resources at the sacral. You get the idea and the resources. At the solar plexus, you put it all together and you take the action and you make it happen. It's like it's time to start making things happen, Gemini. The time for running away is over. Wandering blind, always on the run, never really facing anything, and then you end up more and more and more lost. Just more questions, different kind. And so it's almost like with Chiron and Saturn also retrograde, they're keeping that aspect online. Because again, if they were prograde, it would weaken because the nodes naturally move retrograde. But in keeping you here, it's giving you an opportunity. Next is slowing down. I think this is the Knight. Yeah. Knight of Rainbows, Knight of Pentacles energy. 2 cards in the suit of mastery. Mastery in the element of fire, mastery in the element of earth. But for earth, you got to slow down. And I feel like this slowing down is exactly what I was just talking about. You not being able to outrun, outpace, outthink, outmaneuver certain situations or people or whatever. And then you have Beyond Illusion. This Beyond Illusion card has been coming out quite frequently. Mastery, mastery, major, major, minor, 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 minor. Oh my gosh, you got a 1, 2, 3. Ace, 2, 3. Rainbows, fire, water, rainbow. Rainbow, fire. Gemini, there's no mind here. There's no air. I feel like the air that exists here comes from this integration. Water plus fire gives you air and earth. But the air, it's like the steam. There's no air here, Gemini. Tell me, Gemini, how are you supposed to breathe with no air? Beyond Illusion, the air is an integration. This reminds me, I was talking to Corey last night, and he said that red, white, and blue make lilac. And I was like, oh my gosh. I think it was Russ or Eve and Russ, that were talking about how there's not a single country with a flag that has purple in it. And it's like, well, back in the day, purple was expensive AF, and there wasn't a country that had the money to put purple on every single flag that it would ever sort of produce. That's a commitment. And we don't know if the funds are going to first of all, it's like we don't know if we have the funds now to do that for that much purple. But in the future, if we ever want to make another flag, it's a commitment to that. Right? And there's something a little bit non-committal in this energy. Running away, let's do it. Right? Free from the ties that bind. Better take care, unless there's a where, you'll only be wandering blind. I feel like I should just play it. I mean, I'm singing it enough. If I'm gonna get a strike, I'm gonna get a strike, right? Into the Woods, Stephen Sondheim. I do not own the rights to that song. Maybe just look it up. Into the Woods. No More. No More. Into the Woods. If you feel it. So when Corey said, the red, white, and the blue make lilac, I was like, oh. So it's like purple is in the flag, just not in the way that we see it. And something between integration and beyond illusion gives me the same energy. Like air is here. It's between the fire and the water. It's opposing the rainbows. It just doesn't exist, or it didn't present itself in a way that's easily recognizable. And that's the thing about slowing down. That's the thing that, like, the creator aspect that you come into, or that is there for you to come into when you see through all of this. And you can't see beyond the illusion unless you slow down. It feels like sometimes we try to outpace. Again, it's like trying to outpace, trying to outwit, trying to outmaneuver the trickster to see through the illusion. But it's very, now you see it. The closer you get, the easier you are to trick, right? The more attention you pay to the magician, the more your attention is drawn away from the trick is actually, like, where the magic is actually happening, where the trick is actually going down. And I feel like in that, it involves your ego a little bit. Just because you are so mentally agile. And that's why it's that better take care. Unless there's a where, you'll only be wandering blind. Just more questions, different kind. And it's this energy of, like, no more questions, no more tests, please. Like, I'm done. But it's like, running away, not facing it only leads to more questions, more tests, just a different kind. It's almost like you're telling the universe that you don't understand. You're telling spirit that you don't get it. And so they're presenting it to you in a different way, hoping that you'll get it. Right? It's like, oh, well, if you didn't learn it this way, if you didn't see it that way, well, let's dress it up in something a little bit different and see if you get it now. Still didn't get it, okay, let's dress it up in something a little bit different and see if you get it now. And I feel like that was something else. I don't remember where, but it's this energy that's like, you could work through it quicker if you just, like, stopped and actually sat through it and paid attention. I guess it didn't come out specifically because I can't remember how it was worded or where I heard it, but I feel like I heard it yesterday at some point. And that's why patience is here. Letting something gestate or reach the fullness of term. Something is coming to the fullness of term, and it's like, the more and more, the closer you get to delivery, the more impacted your daily life is. I'm assuming. Right? The bigger you get, the more tired you are, the more, like, your cravings go, whatever. Maybe the more moody you get, maybe, I don't know. Because the baby is developing within you. And maybe at different points within the baby's development, it needs different things even before it's born. And so it's like, just give in to the cravings, whatever your body is telling you you need, like, give it to it. That's the baby communicating with you, right? And it's like, allow yourself the opportunity to, like, slow down and to take care of yourself. As you're, like, if you're carrying something, things are going to change. And if you are someone who views that as, like, unproductive, it's like, see beyond that illusion of what productivity is. If you're someone who thinks that you need a certain amount of money before you get XYZ, see beyond the illusion of thinking that money is going to get you anything. Unless it's a car or a house or a plane ticket or a train ticket. But money isn't going to give you a home. right? Money isn't going to give you liberation or freedom. It can give you the house, but not the home. It can buy you the tickets, but it can't fill you in that way that you may need to be filled. But again, it's like, that's one of the things about last year. It's like when we got that opportunity to slow down, I feel like we kind of sort of realized how empty a lot of stuff was. But before that, like, we're go, 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 go. Trying to fill, trying to make up for a lack, trying to whatever. So caught up in everything that we were conditioned to do that we didn't realize that we actually weren't getting any closer to anything that we wanted. Maybe, right? Take it if it resonates. And in all of our rush and all of our hurry to get back to normal, to get back to everything that wasn't working, we keep ourselves running on the hamster wheel. We keep ourselves repeating the lessons. And Rhea said earlier that the wheel of fortune is stopped. I said, what? The wheel is stopped. Test of transfiguration. I feel like that's literally what this is. Right? A test of transfiguration. It feels like this is what lies on the other side of the transfiguration. How much space do I have? This is what it feels like. Here we're slowing down so we can see beyond illusion and this patience energy. So we can bring something to term. At the birth of that, we come into this celebration and this integration. And then on the side of celebration and integration lies this creator aspect with this maturity and the possibilities that then opens. Possibilities that just this again, it's the rat race. We buy into thinking that money or physical appearance or whatever will give us something, but it doesn't. We buy into that illusion. We run the races thinking that we're going somewhere, not realizing that we actually aren't going anywhere. And it's like with this slowing down energy, it's like you're on a treadmill and there's the projector behind you, right? Have you ever seen that in like a cartoon or whatever? Like there's a background that's moving in the background and you're on a treadmill. And so since you're moving and the background is moving, you think you're going somewhere. But if when you stop and your background is still moving, you're like, hold up, wait, like this isn't how physics works. If I'm not moving, then nothing around me should be moving. So why is it that when I stop, when I slow down, when I sort of break free or whatever, it's like, it's like whenever you see someone like interact with AI or a robot, and like not whenever, but sometimes when you see someone interact with an AI or a robot again, in like in a TV show and movie or whatever, and it's like they don't do the thing completely, but they trigger a certain prompt from the robot, right? And it's like, but I didn't even do anything. So this is an automated response. Something here ain't right. And then you begin to wonder, you begin to question. There's a Flusa energy here. Or at least that's what Flusa presented itself as to me when Russ was raking that road, rustling around in the first Room Rakers video. Flusa was this energy, it's like something or someone that stands at a gateway. And you're living your life not really questioning anything, and one day you happen upon a stranger who is very much so out of place. And it's this energy of like, the stranger says something isn't right, and you know it. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you're crazy. Like, who are you? But then you keep living your life, and you're like, you know what? Then you start to notice things that are off. And then you go looking for the truth. And it isn't a rabbit hole energy. I mean, it feels like it is, but it isn't. It gets you to see beyond the illusions. It gets you to slow down and start wondering and questioning. It gives you a little bit more patience. Or it encourages you to be a little bit more patient and to slow down as you work through this, as you think through it. And then you're like, something does feel off. What is it? And that's the thing that we're slowing down for. So you can see what's off. So you can see what needs to be integrated and balanced in order to really put that sacral solar plexus to work in a way to more consciously and in a more involved way create. For you to mature your gifts, right? Maybe you are a clair this or a clair that. Maybe you do like whatever your gifts are. It feels like they have the opportunity to mature. And I remember it was at some point last year. It was this energy that like gifts were going to be evolving. Like empathy is going to evolve into something else. And it's not like discovering gifts. It's not like your gift deepening. It's evolving. And at that point in time, I was like, what? And I still don't really know. But I've recently discovered someone. I've recently had the opportunity to be exposed to someone's ability to see and feel in a way that I'm like, what? But now I'm almost wondering if it is a sort of evolved empathy. Or it's empathy that blends into like a clear sentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience type of thing. It's like now these different gifts are sort of like weaving together into something that's much greater than any of them separately. And again, like, I don't know if that's it. But that's what it, like, the maturity and the creator and the possibilities, like that. And again, it's like when you're like in the grind or on the grind or whatever, you don't sit long enough to give those abilities the opportunity to start to interconnect and network and grow and deepen and mature. You don't necessarily give yourself the space to sit in meditation and to create, or to, well, I guess to create, but to connect with the all, to merge more and more with your higher self, to come more into your higher potentialities and possibilities and into the better versions of you. Because we were so caught up in everything else. I do want to see what the first mind card is. This is the end of your reading, Gemini. This is it. But I do want to see what the first mind card I see is. Oh, it's sorrow. Sorrow and silence. But the courage to break free. And then the guidance is here too. So we have the Fool and integration. This feels like giving into things that may not have necessarily made a lot of sense according to past things. That's just how it's reading, right? The first mind card that we have is sorrow. And look, this is that better take care, unless there's a where you'll only be wandering blind. And it feels like this person is in like this. It feels very hazy, very misty, very foggy. And it feels like the exit to the labyrinth is literally right there. But this person doesn't see it. Which is, again, if you slow down and you see beyond the illusion, you'll know that the exit is like literally right there. But then we have silence, courage, and guidance with healing. King of Cups energy under that. King of Cups and King of Wands. Integration, we have the creator and healing. Anyway. I feel like the first step is silence. The first step is slowing down to see that the exit to this labyrinth is literally right there. The second step is the courage to walk through the gate, to walk through the exit. Sometimes we can know what ails us. Sometimes we know exactly what's wrong with us. Sometimes we know exactly what it is for us to do. But we're afraid of going through with it for whatever reason. And so we willingly keep ourselves ensnared. Or we'll find a low-hanging fruit. We go after low-hanging fruit instead of the fruit that actually, sustains us and fulfills us and gives us enough energy to actually pick up and keep moving. We sort of breadcrumb ourselves, and we allow ourselves to be breadcrumbed because of the unknown that lies beyond this sorrow. But that's literally where, the creator and the possibilities and the maturity and all that stuff lies. And I love that guidance is here. And again, it takes me all the way back to the beginning. Possibilities open new possibilities. You're not meant to know what lies outside of all that you know. When you step out, you'll be guided to the next thing, and then guided to the next thing, and guided to the next thing. I'm sure, in hindsight, you can probably trace back how you ended up where you ended up. But did you know that that's how everything would play out? Probably not. One thing happened, and it led to another thing happening, and it led to another thing happening, and then you ended up where you are, and it's going to continue to be the same moving forward. But if you can slow down, see beyond the illusion, and have the courage to exit these cycles of sorrow, things can continually unravel and unfold into better and better and better and better and better. And eventually, you reach the point, again, where you start to create, where your sacral and your solar are online and working together. Right? Whew, Gemini. You came out after I got this deck. And after I used this deck with the Doubt Oracle, because I really wanted to use those two together. You came out when you were supposed to. Not usually last, typically a lot closer to first. But just it's in slowing down that we win the race. Right? The turtle beat the hare. And I saw on, or the tortoise. I saw on Twitter the other day, someone shared a video of a rabbit and a tortoise in a race. And the tortoise won because the rabbit literally just stopped. The rabbit stopped. It did look like they gave the turtle a little bit of a boost though. Low key, it looked like that. But the rabbit literally just stopped. And the tortoise kept going. So maybe there's also an energy here of avoiding burnout. Right? And again, it feels like that's the thing that happens when you go, 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 go. But you move so quickly that you don't even realize that you've passed your exit. And that's the sorrow card, right? You're so wrapped up in whatever you're wrapped up in that you don't even realize you're literally right in front of the exit. And then we feel, stressed out, and we're like, why is Spirit doing this to me? Why don't they X, Y, Z? And Spirit is like, bro, you're literally at the exit. If you would slow down, you would see it. And I feel like Spirit feels like they make it obvious. Maybe sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I think it also depends on our own mental state and whether we're ready or not to walk through that exit. Because sometimes, even though we want it, we're not ready for it. And I've been there. That's why courage also came out after silence. Silence to see, courage to make the leap, and then the guidance to follow wherever it goes. So I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this, Gemini. I hope you're having, I hope you act in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. I hope that wherever your path takes you, you find the courage, the strength, the compassion and kindness, the wise counsel if you need it, community, because community is amazing, to do it, to get there. Whatever you need, I hope you get it. And we all need different things, right? And in different ways and at different times. And you know, the one, like, guaranteed, like, the one energy that knows, like, what we need, when we need, and how we need it, Spirit. And I know, like, I've had some fairly sucky experiences, as we all have. And I know sometimes things come to me in such an interesting way, but I also know how I am. I'm aware enough of self that I'm like, okay, yeah, that was my path of least resistance. Existence? Ooh, what's this? Okay. There's this energy that's like, you know, you're created whole as is. You're perfect as is. And then at the bottom of the deck, it's success moment to moment. This is how I picked it up. Success moment to moment. And again, that's one possibility leads to another. We live life day by day, second by second, moment by moment. Moment by moment, or moment to moment. That's how our existence sort of proceeds. And again, just do your best in the moment. It doesn't matter how they connect together. In the moment, when you notice, when you get the opportunity, just do your best. Right? Even if you've even if you've done this, or if you've done that, or you've never experienced this or that, or blah, 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 just do your best, moment to moment. Being. Existence. Being. It's one of the greatest things we sort of have right now. And it's one of the things that, again, the pause has created room for us to really be. And sometimes being involves some heavy emotions, or being involves a moment of courage or bravery, or being involves whatever. But again, in the moment, we handle it. And that's how I view perfection. It's being what the moment calls for in the moment. Perfection is a moment to moment thing. And not every moment is the same. And even if some moments look similar, the environment is different, the times are different, the energy may be different, it may call forward something else. It's a very one step in front of the other energy, Gemini. Just put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking across the floor.